So, last time I made a video about the Skunkworks logistics core, I was learning to mine using the trusty MISC prospector, and I discovered through trial and error, and advice from others, how to use the mining modules, the refinery, and a reliable spot in the Iron Halo to find quantanium rocks to break down, even making a healthy profit for my first few runs of about 750,000 credits, as I ran back and forth Area 18 to sell off the refined quantanium at the trading floor. But for all its conveniences, the Prospector has many limitations, a limited amount of cargo space being one of them. This necessitates leaving a lot of potential profit out there in the Halo. There is another option though, and with the profits I'd made from Prospector runs, it was time to move up to the next level of mining in Stanton. This is the Argo Mole, an industrial-scale mining vessel with 3 independent mining turrets, and 3 times the storage space provided by the MISC Prospector. I previously spent time on a mole when tagging along, as Hawks Gaming ran their operations on Luria, but I never operated one myself, and as you can see this is a much larger ship than the Prospector, complete with living space for a crew of 4, and a cockpit with great visibility for you and your co-pilot. I was eager to go and try my hand at mining with the mole, and thankfully I had been pre-warned about some of the logistical difficulties of crewing one on your own. Once again, I was on my way to the Iron Halo, which at 20.38 million kilometers from Stanton had always proven to be extremely reliable for quickly finding quantanium rocks to mine. So scanning for rocks is basically no different than prospector mining. The ships even kind of handle similarly, with a lot of drift and poor thruster response. The first big difference comes when you find the rock that you want to break. The pilot doesn't have control of a mining laser in this ship. The 3 lasers are each controlled from a turret, so you've got to remember to position the ship in a way that will allow the laser below to be able to hit the rock you want to break. Module setup is the same here as we saw in the Prospector, and at this point I really liked using the Surge to fill the bar quickly. The mining turrets have a longer range than the Prospector in terms of optimal usage, and the mining HUD is so much easier to see. The white on white of the charge level in the Prospector can be very difficult to use. And another module I find useful right now is the Brant module, which levels out charge instability enormously. But because this is a turret, if you are on your own you cannot back away from a rock that is going to explode when things go wrong. When you break a rock, the fragments spread out a bit, and so in the mole this can mean returning to the pilot seat to ensure you can hit all the necessary fragments while extracting your ore. Really, it's all about getting used to positioning the ship in a specific way, and once you've got it a few times, it becomes very easy. The 96 STU of storage space means that when instructing singular rocks like this one, you really don't need to be fussy about which fragments you pick up or not. And when extracting from multiple rocks, you don't have to leave any of the quantanium behind. The 15-minute timer for quantanium stability is still a factor though, and so you must account for the time it takes to move between the turret and pilot seat any times that this is necessary. And upon returning to the refinery of your choice, you can just use the tried and tested, get impounded by blocking an active hangar or pad approach to quickly store the ship and stop the cargo timer. Ready to once again get the ore into the refinery and one step closer to credits in your pocket. Now, another lesson I learned was to keep your mining modules consistent. Here, I had changed out my modules and had found a rock with 44.2% quantanium content, the highest I'd ever found at the time. I was very excited and ready to break it down. But no matter how much I tried, I just couldn't seem to get the power into the rock to heat it up. You see, at this point in time, it had not occurred to me that the Mole has 3 different mining turrets, and so you can in fact bring along with you 3 different mining setups. Just use different turrets for each job. After attempting with the main laser, I figured why not try with one of the side turrets anyway. The 2 side turrets are a little bit more of a trek from the cockpit, as access to them is from the lower level elevator room. And on another note, unlike the center turret, these turrets are exposed to vacuum, so you need to ensure you are wearing a suitable undersuit and helmet before operating them. But the default mining head with no modules was also not up to the task. Later on, I would basically try to set up the Mole with the right side laser for pure power and breaking the larger rocks, the center laser for finer control and breaking the smaller rocks, and the left laser for extraction with filters for inert material. Of course, one of the real appeals of the Argo Mole is mining with a crew, and so I was heading out with Mercutio to show him what I'd learned and hopefully make some money along the way.
The displays that it gives me, it doesn't let me see a target at all.
Oh, yeah, it is for me, yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, gosh, I'd like to know what's coming after me, even though I can't shoot back.
So we're going to 20.38 million kilometers from Stanton.
Wow, we got here quick.
Told you, you know, I've been honing.
I guess I should go get in the...
Yeah, if you take the front one, and then if I need to jump in and help, I'll jump into the... Front one is like my finer control laser, and then right side is like the power laser, you know. On this day though, the rocks were kind of slim pickings, and so we settled on a 15% rock just to get the ball rolling.
I see something orange.
We got 15% and we got 2%.
Two?
Yeah, I know.
That's right. So.
Is your range good on those right now?
That one's green. This one. Okay, so now I've got my
Good.
No, I take my energy level out, right?
Power this turret. So I put my beam on there. Now I start scanning. And I just leave mine at 0. That should make it more stable immediately. Might give you a little bit of power.
I'm at 74. And I'm just holding it there for now. It's getting too hot. Seems happy now.
Yeah, should be okay once it pops.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay, so now extraction.
No.
Gotta break it again, don't we?
But before we do, let's break this one on the right as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. There it is.
It's only very minute amount of quantanium, but there's no point in like not filling up, right? You know?
Yeah.
Once it gets into the green, it's almost like the resistance kind of drops off a bit, and you've got to kind of, be ready to pull the power back a little bit.
Yeah.
Excellent, okay. So on these rocks here, let's find the ones with quantanium in them. So this one here doesn't, and that one there doesn't, but all the others do. So if I put my, we'll break this one out. I'll put my laser on it to give it some stability. And these ones are much more unstable, but like with the 2 lasers on, the green gets a lot bigger, so. Perfect. Okay. Next is top from here. Look at that. The rock broken. As we continue to break down these fragments, we got into a good rhythm of getting them ready for extraction. Okay, this one's about to break. Go! Look at that! So what I do is, I should have explained here, what I do is, I like look at, when I, you know in the bottom right, you can see like the readouts of what is the numbers. I look to see when quantanium's going up, essentially. You may as well.
Okay.
Okay, we're full. Back to the bridge we go. It's a very small haul, but I mean it's money, you know.
Yeah.
Again, this rock was only around 15% quantanium, so our haul was just under 15 SCU of quantanium ore. I knew we'd find more on subsequent runs though, and I like to pay my crew up front for their efforts.
Do you have all the power to thrusters? Yeah, because nothing's gonna hit the shields, really.
Oh, I'm sending you money now.
Oh, okay.
I figured, like, because obviously the refining time, is really high. It's better to pay people when they do the work.
Do you think it's gonna make that much?
No, I don't. I think it'll make about 140, but your company is worth the extra.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to. So you think that it is worth it to get the mole over the prospector then?
I do. Like I find, like, again, it's purely because like then we had a low yield find, right? But I've also gone out like I said, like this morning, where I found like 6 or 7 rocks all with a decent amount of quantanium, and if I was in a prospector, I'd have to leave most of it behind, you know?
And you'd probably have a hard time finding it again.
Yes, exactly. And back at the refinery, it was time to put another order into the system.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Quick order, so quantanium. So we picked up a bunch of other stuff that I just don't think. Maybe quartz. We'll find some quartz because I've really got.
Go ahead.
We'll go with ferron exchange. Oof, that's a long process there for ferron exchange. So I felt I was getting to grips with operating a mole in the Stanton system, but both Mark and I knew that there was potentially much greater profit to be made mining surface rocks instead of those found in the Iron Halo. This would mean travelling to a moon and locating rocks on its surface. Much riskier in terms of potential to be attacked, but the rewards could also be far, far greater than a day out in the Halo. And in the next video in this series, we'll see how our adventures to the surface of Lyria turned out. I'd like to thank all of you at home for watching as always, and send out a huge thank you to all of our amazing patrons, who you can see on screen right now. Thank you all for your very generous support of the channel. Patron backing like yours is what allows me to commit the time it takes to edit these videos together, and I am very grateful for your support towards this. If you are thinking of starting Star Citizen yourself, use the referral code in the description below to gain an extra 5,000 credits when signing up for a new account. and we'll be back with more from the Skunkworks org very soon.